is Jeff Al Gilbert, and I'm going to talk about things that we have to let go in this business and things we need to look at differently. Theme of this is how to stop punishing yourself. And what am I talking about? There's a lot of us out there that do that, and we have done that through the years. Punished ourselves or made ourselves feel guilty about certain things. The problem with it is it's unkind to ourselves to do it, number one. It's just simply not fair to do that. And that is to punish ourselves in some areas. And then in other areas, it really takes our joy away. Instead of celebrating, we feel guilty about it. So let me start with the first, okay? And this is very common, very common. How many of you out there have worked with somebody, maybe even supported financially, or took them to lunch? There was cost no matter what. There was cost in you supporting this person, helping this person. But despite all the best efforts and that you did, and you trained them well, really went out of your way for that person, and then they finally left and went to another company. Or they quit the business. They just quit. Some people out there will punish themselves for that. They'll feel guilty about it. They'll feel like they did not do enough. That because the person wasn't successful, therefore it's your fault. I don't know if you've ever went through that, but a lot of people do. And a lot of people feel very guilty about the fact when people fail, or when people quit, or when people leave them and then go to another company after they showed them a lot of love and a lot of support, and there wasn't the gratitude for it. So the thing is, sometimes, here's my take on that. And this is what I want you to understand, that people are just that way. If they quit school, if they quit marriages, if they quit jobs, don't get emotional and don't beat yourself up if they quit you. Here's how you need to really let yourself off the hook. And this is what I want you to do. And if you have feelings like this, then just write it down tonight if you like. Whoever you're thinking of. Because a lot of you will play this back in your heads about people that were in your team, no longer in your team now. And you're just doing too much playback. It's like you're putting yourself on trial, that you should have, this is your fault, when it's not. Here's the thing I want you to review. And these are the questions I want you to think about. That is, number one, did you train the person? Did you spend some time training that individual what they need to do. In other words, you explain the product, you explain maybe the compensation plan, or you explain the activities, the steps they must take. Perhaps you even gave them some written material, or it was in a Facebook group. Uh, wherever you store your training materials, did you put them in touch with that, help them with that? In other words, you did everything that a sponsor's supposed to do. You're not supposed to do the legwork. You're not supposed to go out and do their presenting for them. You're not supposed to convince them every day that they need to do this, or convince them that they need to have dreams. I mean, when you've done your part, then there's no reason to ever punish yourself or feel guilty about the fact they quit or they left for another company, because you did your part. See, this isn't about you. This is about them. And I'll tell you, when they go over there, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to take up somebody else's time. Somebody else is going to train them about their product, whatever they got to do, and they're going to quit them too, because that's the nature of the person. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand, is that, this takes dedication. This takes commitment. And sometimes it takes years to see results. Everybody's different. You can't compare yourself to others. Circumstances are different, and the story is never the story. When you hear about the story, oh, they went to, a top ranked position in 9 months. Okay. Did they bring a team over with them from the previous company? Okay. Yeah, that fact was not revealed, right? You just heard that they made that top position in that short period of time. So it can be things like that. It can be, you just don't know the story. So don't compare yourself, because you just, again, don't know the story. But if you've done everything that you're supposed to do as a sponsor, there's no reason why you need to beat yourself up, feel guilty over the fact they've quit. So let yourself go on that, really. And then just understand this is just part of the nature of the business. Now, let's say that you're building a team now, and even if this is not your current circumstances, believe me, if you stay in this long enough, and I hope you do, you're going to experience this. And that is that once you've built a team and you're successful, you're at a pin rank, you're successful, you got money coming in, things like that, when you're doing the business, and that's the bigger you grow, the greater the demands. I know even with my schedule, in October I'll be in Indonesia doing some events, in Malaysia doing some events. Next week I'm going to go to Florida to be at a Rank Makers Live. We travel, we do what we do, we spend a lot of time in this business doing what we do when you get to a certain level of success, right? But here's the thing, that even when that happens for you, and if it is happening for you, great, is that I notice there's, with a lot of leaders, they have a problem. They have a problem finally, when they experience the success, they absolutely just, they get to a point where they hate it almost, or they feel guilty about it. And guilty about this. Sometimes they get so engrossed in their business that when they're doing their business, they feel guilty about the fact that, oh, I need to be spending more time with the family and the children. I need to be doing more of, it could even be your church work or anything like that, just other things in life. And then when that same leader is with their family, then they feel guilty that they're not doing or involved with what they think and feel they should be doing in the business. Either way, they're not there. When they're with their family, they're not there. When they're in their business, they're not there. When they're doing their business, they're thinking about their family. When they're with their family, they're thinking about their business. Stop it. Stop. Seriously. Here's what we have to do. Understand And they even feel guilty when they rest too much or if they sleep. It's crazy, okay? Your life is not defined by your business. That is not who you are. That's just something you do. But that's not who you are. What are you? Who are you? What are those things that are most important to you? You know, your family, your children are going to be, they're going to grow up fast. They're going to be gone. So don't feel guilty about spending time with your family. That's what you should be doing. Your business supports your family. So what should come first? Always your family. Okay? Always your family. Which is why I don't do Facebook Lives on weekends, right? I'll do them during the week, but I won't do them on weekends. Why? Because that's time I need to really focus on the kids, because, you know, they're not in school on the weekends. It's time that I can really focus and do things with them. And I'm not going to feel guilty about it. I'm not going to be thinking, oh man, I got to get back to so-and-so. Oh, we need to plan this call. I need to do this training. I need to strategize with some of these leaders. I need to blah, 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 blah. No, we got to condition ourselves, make ourselves, discipline ourselves to understand that work begins whenever you decide it begins. Let your leaders know your shop hours. They'll respect you for it. So if you have a night during the week and that's worship night, you go to your place of worship, wherever that is, fine. Then you're not doing anything that night, just let them know. Weekends you're not doing anything because you got things planned with the family, let them know. Again, that doesn't mean somebody can't send me a message, you know. Important people that are very important to you, I understand sometimes they might have to reach out. There might be something that, you know, doesn't come around often. They don't do it often, but they also know you're there. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is that stop feeling guilty that you're spending time with your family. You know, you're not doing it in your business. And when you're doing your business, don't feel guilty because you're not now spending time with the family, because you have to take care of business. There is a time to take care of business. And whatever that time is, whatever your schedule is, you let everybody know your shop hours, when you're open, and when you want to do the work, when you want to do calls, when you want to do whatever. Let them know that, and they'll respect that. And they'll respect the fact that you have your values in place, that you keep the most important thing, and that's not the business. The business is just what you do, but it is not who you are. And your values and what you believe in, what's most important for you. So I did this call late. I normally do it at 9 o'clock Eastern, and I'm in a central time zone. So, yeah, so anyway, it's later than I usually do it. And seeing some old friends here. Gorgeous lake. I'll tell you what, I love this lake. It's a huge, huge lake. A lot of lake channels and all that. Hardly anybody was on it today. And it was like like a sheet of glass. It was beautiful just to be able to, perfect weather, not too hot, just right. So, hey, Jennifer, nice to see you. But do that. So to recap, for those people that quit you, don't feel guilty about it if you did everything you were supposed to do as a sponsor. Let them go. Let them go, clear your head. Believe me, wherever they go, they're going to quit that too. It's not your fault. And then, when you do the business, don't feel guilty about the fact that you're not spending time with the family. When you're with the family, don't feel guilty about the fact that you're not spending time with the business. You must set your boundaries. Create your boundaries. And then let people know what those boundaries are. And they'll respect you for it. And those are just some thoughts I had when I was out on my Sea-Doo today, cruising on the lake. I thought, wow, I need to talk about this. Now, I don't know why, but it came to my head. So I hope all of you are doing so great and wonderful. Getting on. All of you guys are awesome. Love all of you.